Hey, my name is Deanna. Welcome to Yoga Live. We are at G-Bon here in Buffalo, New York, in our nice dance studio. And today we're going to be doing a nice beginner yoga session that I will guide you through. So just remember to always listen to my cues as best you can. If something doesn't feel right in your body, come out of it and do something that feels good in your body. So the purpose of yoga is not really the physical aspect, but it's the mental aspect as well, to really ease the mind, bring you in the present moment, reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and just calm the mind and also connect the mind and the body, which also helps, distract, but also helps you focus on what's important, which is the here and the now. So find yourself a nice yoga mat or a soft surface like a rug or a carpet. That'd be fine. Even if a towel on a hardwood floor, sometimes that works, but we don't want to slip around. So really try and find a nice grounded surface. And get some space around you. And if you want to play some music in the background, you can go ahead and play it lightly. Make sure you still hear my voice. So this way you are in proper alignment so you don't cause any pain or tension in your body in the long run. So it's not about how far you can touch your toes. I always say it's really about the journey to get there and the journey through your own body and what it can do. Yoga helps with flexibility and strength, which then helps you reduce pain if you have chronic pain, and also makes you more mobile. So it helps you walk and feel good 100%. So let's get started. And we are going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is lying on your back. So come to a lying position. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees come out wide. And you can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or you can just let loose and place your palms up facing the ceiling, or your palms facing down. And start to gently close your eyes and tune into how you feel. Your body, your energy, your mind, your thoughts. And see where you're at. What parts of your body are feeling tense? And what parts of your body feel a little bit more open? We can use this knowledge to help better serve our practice. And now start to let any thoughts go. And tune in to the sound and the rhythm of your breath. Inhale and exhales through the nose. Ujjayi breaths serve to build heat in the body. Inhales through the nose, exhales through the nose, with a slight constriction on the back of the throat, with sounding like the waves of the ocean, or as if you're fogging up a mirror with your mouth closed. It may be audible or silent, and nothing should be forced. Every breath should be fluid and flow right next to one another. Take this time to make a dedication or an intention for your practice. Anything that helps better serve you, anything you're trying to work on, or any positive quote, mantra, or value that helps keep you moving. And when your mind starts to wander, start to pay attention to those dedications and intentions, as well as the sound and rhythm of your breath. Whenever you need to release heat from the body, you need to slow down your heart rate. You take cleansing breaths. And those are the deepest inhales through the nose, filling up your chest, filling up your belly, pausing at the top for a couple moments, and opening your mouth out wide, sighing it out. And we'll be reintroducing those later on in our session today. So wherever you are in your breath, exhale, exhale, exhale. And take the deepest inhale through the nose. Fill up your chest, fill up your belly. Feel the expansion of your intercostal muscles. Hold at the top for 2 moments. Wide open mouth, exhale it out. Cleansing breaths. Return to your normal breaths, in and out through your nose. And extend your legs out in front of you. Inhale your arms up overhead. And reach up and out of your waist for a full body stretch, stretching from your fingers to your tippy toes. And on an exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. You could grab onto either elbows or the tops of your shins, feeling the stretch in the hip flexor, and try to keep your tailbone and lower back down on the mat. You can rock side to side to massage the spine. Keep the back of your neck long. And extend your legs out in front of you. Banana pose. Send your feet over to the right of the mat, stacking your left foot over your right foot. Reaching your hands to the right side of the mat, and it'll come off the mat. And grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, looking over your left shoulder, and giving yourself a nice pull. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears as best you can. Feeling the openness and the stretch of the left side body. Each inhale, you lengthen up and out of the waist. And exhale, falling a little deeper, feeling your muscles relax more into the mat. Walk your hands back to center. And we'll switch to the other side. Send your ankles to the left corner of your mat as well as your hands. And now grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and bring your eye gaze right over your right shoulder. You can place your right ankle over your left ankle for more of a stretch. With each inhale, really lengthening up and out of the waist, through the fingertips and through the toes, feeling the stretch on opposite, equal ends of the body. And exhale, release. Walk your hands back to center and your feet. And go ahead and hug your right knee in close towards your right armpit. Interlace your fingertips and place it an inch below your right knee just to protect it. And with your arm muscles, hug your elbows tight into your chest and send your right knee towards your right armpit. And feel the stretch in your inner thighs, your hamstrings, and your hip flexors. You can flex the left toes on the left leg to keep that left leg grounded on the mat. You want your whole spine flat on the mat. Nothing should be lifted or strained. And on your next exhale, supine twist. Send your right knee over your body, stacking hips on top of each other. And extend your right arm out at your side with your palm facing up towards the ceiling, with your eye gaze at your right thumb. You can place your left hand on top of your knee, planting both shoulders on the mat. Inhaling through the crown of your head to the back wall. And exhale, twist a little deeper. Take one more breath on your own. And send your right knee back to center. Interlace your hands now on the left side, below your left knee, hugging your elbows close to your body, feeling the nice tug in your hip flexor. Avoiding that rib cage, sending it over to your left armpit. Inhale, lengthen up and out of your waist, through the crown of your head. Exhale, send your knee towards the right of the room for a supine twist. Extend your left arm out at your side with your palm facing up and your eye gaze at your left thumb. Place your right hand gently on top of your leg for a deeper twist with gentle pressure applied in your right hand. Remember not to force anything. Always listen to your body. And breathe into any areas you feel tension. Take one more breath on your own. Hug your left knee back into your chest, back to center. And you can release your legs down. And now extend both legs up to the ceiling. Knees, ankles, and hips in one line. If you have to get a slight bend in your knee, that's fine if you have some tight hamstrings. But work to straighten the legs over time, flexing your feet. Squeeze your abdominals and keep your back flat on the mat. This is a good way to activate your abdominal muscles, which will help keep you balanced and find your center in every single pose that we do. Tilt your pelvis a little bit up. This way your spine is in one line, so there's no curvature in the back. Really send those heels up towards the ceiling. Really squeeze your leg muscles up and together. You feel tension and tightness in your muscle engagement in your quads, your glutes, your hamstring. Your lower body should be firing, as well as your abdominal muscles. And on exhale, bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. Really lengthening your breaths and connecting every sensation with each inhale and exhale. Go ahead and bend your knees at a 90-degree angle with your hip and your ankles. Grab a hold of your hamstrings right below your knee, in the back of your leg. And lift your shoulder blades up so that your upper shoulders are off the mat, and curve your spine. Bring your chin to your chest very slightly and start to rock and roll. Up and down. Feeling every inch of your spine hit the mat, staying rounded so that you roll up and down like a ball. Using those abdominal muscles to keep you lifted and upright. The more you round, the more you squeeze, the more easy it'll be. And once you feel like you're all rock and rolled out, come into your first tabletop. Crossing your legs, placing your hands in front of you, coming onto your hands and your knees, stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips right over your knees, finding a neutral pelvis and a neutral spine. Spread your fingers out wide and slightly grip with your fingertips. Really press into the mat and pump up the space in between your shoulder blades. Extend your right leg out behind you, tucking your toes beneath you so that your heel is stacked over your toes. Really straighten that right leg and go ahead and lift your toes off the mat, keeping your right leg straight and your hips squared. Really squeezing your glutes and squeezing your leg as if you're about to give the wall a footprint. Really extend that right leg. Squeeze those abs. And exhale, bring your right knee down to meet your left knee. Extend your left leg out. Tuck your toes beneath you. Hold it here. Feel the toes hit the earth. Feel the engagement of your quadriceps and your glutes. And really squeeze that left leg. And when you're ready, lift your toes off the mat. Keep your heel flexed. Press the earth away from you. Squeeze those abs, glutes. Really extend that leg back and up. Breathe. And exhale, place your left knee to meet your right knee. Extend your right leg out, back to where we were, tucking your toes beneath you. And we're going to try and find a counter pose. So keep your right hand on the mat and your right toes on the mat, and we're going to lift our left arm so that our bicep is right by our ear. Keep looking down at the mat so that you keep your back of your neck lengthened. Really press into the earth so that you're not retracted. You want to protract. This way you can use your abdominal muscles for this. Lift your right leg up. Squeeze your right leg. Find that balance. And on an exhale, hug your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, your left arm and right leg away from each other. Exhale, squeeze your left knee to your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, left arm straighten, right leg straighten. Exhale, squeeze your abdominal muscles, send your left elbow to your right knee. Inhale, your arm straight ahead and your right leg straight back. Exhale, place your right knee down and your left hand down. Sit back on your heels, shake it out. Shake out your wrists. You can always play around whatever you need, whatever you need. For my practice, I needed a little bit of a wrist stretch, so I'm incorporating it. And if you feel the same thing and I don't incorporate it and introduce it, go ahead and do whatever you feel. You could bend your fingers back towards your face, extending your right arm. And then bring your palm towards your face, bringing your fingertips towards your forearm. Go in either direction. And then switching arms or wrists. Extending your left arm out, face towards you. Grabbing a hold of your fingertips and bringing them towards you. And then pressing the palm away from you. And then grabbing the tips of your fingers or the middle of your palm and pressing it down towards your forearm. So bringing the fingertips towards your face. And good, so we're gonna shake it out and let's do the other side. Extend your left leg back behind you, coming back into tabletop. Really press the earth away from you. Keep those fingers gripping the mat. And spread out wide. And reach your right arm and extend it out in front of you with your bicep right next to your ear. Press into the earth, puff up the space in between your shoulder blades. Find that counterbalance. Lift your left heel off the mat. Flex the toes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, send your right elbow to your left knee and crunch like you're in cat pose. Inhale, reach away from you. Exhale, hug your right elbow to your left knee, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, sending your right elbow to your left knee, really pressing into the left fingertips. Inhale one more time. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Place your left knee to meet your right knee. All right, go ahead and shake it out. You can rock your hips side to side. You can move your neck side to side. Go rock and roll your hips up and down from child's pose into tabletop. Or you can introduce more oblique work since we worked the midsection. So you want to get more of the sides. You can work into the side body by moving your right shoulder to your right hip and your left shoulder to your left hip, doing seat curves. And once you feel open, we'll go into some cows and some cats. Inhale, open your chest to the front of the room, reach your tailbone up towards the sky and lower your belly towards the mat, eye gaze straight ahead. Exhale, press the earth away from you, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, cow. Opening your heart space forward, bringing your tailbone up towards the sky and lowering your belly. Exhale, press the earth away from you, round the spine, bring your tailbone down towards the earth. Really press the earth away from you. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Really squeeze those abdominal muscles. and feel every engagement in every muscle with every movement. Then find your neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Tuck your toes beneath you. Then exhale, extend your legs for your first downward facing dog and send your hips up towards the sky. Press the earth away from you and aim to bring your torso to the tops of your thighs. You can bend your knees deeply if you need more opening, if your hamstrings are tight. And aim to keep your heels planted on the earth. Keep your shoulders down and away from the ears and rock your triceps back. Keep that belly hollow up and in. It's our first downward facing dog of class. Go ahead and walk out the dog. Lifting one heel and lifting the other heel. Stretching the Achilles, stretching the arch of your feet, also your calf muscles as you bring the heel down to the earth. Straighten your leg. Start to walk your hands towards your feet very slowly and mindfully. And once you get to your toes, separate your feet, hip width distance apart or wider for a forward folded choice. Come into ragdoll, or you can interlace your hands behind your back body, pressing your palms together and your shoulder blades pushed on the back body and lifting your hands to the wall in front of you. This is a good heart opener, especially if we're sitting and hunching, texting on our phone, driving. Release your hands and walk your hands down in front of you, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Come bring your knees to your mat and bend your elbows close to your body and come onto your belly for some baby cobra. Bring your hands right by your chest with your thumb in the middle of your chest and your tips of your fingers right by your collarbone. Bring your chin to the mat, squeezing your legs, squeezing your glutes. On an inhale, lift only your chest up from the mat, using little or no weight to the hands, really only using and isolating your back muscles. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Exhale, bring your forehead down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest up, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the legs, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, bring your forehead down to the mat. And on an inhale, you will bring your hands a little bit more towards the top of your mat for full cobra. Pressing into your mat, lifting your chest, leaving your hips and your lower body down on the earth, pressing the mat away from you, shoulders down away from your ears. Remembering to go a little bit farther towards the top of your mat if that's too much in your spine. And you can also separate your hands as well and angle your fingers towards the sides of the room, which is more seal. And exhale, lower your forehead down on the mat. Tuck your toes beneath you. Stack your elbows right over your wrist creases. And on an exhale, press into the earth and press into your toes. Stay in a plank, lift your knees off the mat, and press up into plank. And exhale, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. I know this is a little bit more challenging today, but if you've been watching my videos, I just want to serve those people and give them a little bit more of a challenge today. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. IVs between your fingertips. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. We're coming into our sun A's now. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, bring your nose to your knees as best you can with a slight bend in your knees. Letting your head and neck hang heavy. Inhale, root to rise, arms scoop up all the way overhead. Palms come together, knee at heart center. We'll go again. Exhale, flat spine, forward fold. Lead with the chest all the way down. Releasing your hands by your feet, bringing your nose to your knees and your belly on top of your thighs. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Come up halfway, straight spine, lengthen your neck. Exhale, plant your hands down, step into downward facing dog or move through your flow. And as I say in my other videos, if you want to go move through your flow, do upward facing dog, chaturanga, whole 9 yards, go for it if you're more advanced. But for today's purposes, we're going to be going straight into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, eye gaze straight ahead. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat in between your hands. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Come up halfway, shoulders away from the ears. Straighten your spine forward. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, bring your nose to your knees. Inhale, root to rise, arms scoop up overhead, palms come together, and meet at heart center. Release your hands down at your side. And I'm going to face towards you so you can see me. Come into Tadasana. So when we scoop our arms up overhead, we want to make sure that our lower body is in proper alignment as well. So we want our feet to be together or the big toes to touch, whatever feels good in your body. You want to bear weight in all 4 corners of the feet, really root down through your feet. Lift all 10 toes, find your balance. Once you find your center, then slowly bring your toes down and grip the mat. Squeeze your legs together, glutes together, reach your tailbone down towards the earth. Bring your belly up and in. Chest is out slightly, but don't overpower it. Keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. Roll your shoulders back and away just to get in the hang of it with your palms facing forward. Eye gaze straight ahead. You want the chin parallel to your mat. Really lengthen through the crown all the way to the ceiling, and you'll see you'll see how much my body lengthens as you really aim to bring your crown up, or as if somebody's pulling a string on the top of your head. Inhale your left arm overhead. Place your right arm down by your side and start to send your left fingertips towards the right of the room. Feeling the lateral flexion on the left side body. Keep your shoulder back towards your ear. You can bring your eye gaze up and sending your hips a little bit towards the left. But remember, we don't want to dump. We want to reach up and out of our fingertips. Squeeze the abdominals up and in. Remember, true Tadasana through the lower body. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, place your left arm down by your side and reach your right arm up and over to the left side of the room, feeling lateral flexion now on the right side of the body. Keep your feet grounded and lift up and out of your waist through your fingertips. Keep your shoulders down and away from the ears and reach your right shoulder back towards the wall behind you. You'll bring your eye gaze up. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Sending your right hip a little bit towards the right of the room. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And we're going to be coming through our sun A's again, bringing our hands together at heart center, leading the chest for our forward fold. Hinge at the hips, flat spine on the way down, releasing your hands. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, step into your downward facing dog or move through your flow. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms come all the way up overhead. Eye gaze towards your fingertips, stay here. Palms together, send your hip points forward, squeeze your glutes together. Bring your hip points forward and slowly bring your eye gaze towards the wall behind you for a mini back bend and chest opener. Keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. Lift up and out of the waist. Go as far back as possible, but nothing strenuous. And come back to center. Separate your arms. Face your pinkies in towards each other. And on an exhale, chair pose. Sit your hips down and back. Gaze down below your knees and make sure your big toes are still visible. Open your chest to the front of the room and sit down a little bit deeper. Make sure your tailbone is reaching down towards the earth so that you're not having a curvature in your back and have death butt. So you want to really reach the tailbone down. Pinkies in towards each other. Bring those legs together, squeeze. Exhale, straighten the legs slightly, forward fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, weight in the toes. Exhale, plant your hands down, step into your downward facing dog, or move through your flow. We started our sun B now. So inhale, lift your right leg up, toes flex towards the face, heel point straight up towards the sky. Really press your heel away from you. Exhale, warrior one. Hug your knee into your chest in plank pose and step your foot in between your hands so that you stack your right knee over your right ankle. Straighten your left leg and plant your left heel down and ankle your left toes to the top left corner of your mat. Keep your right knee bent, left leg straight, ground through your feet. Inhale your arms up overhead, warrior one. Keep your hips square to the front of the room by reaching your right hip back and your left hip point forward. So we don't want to open like warrior two. We want to close off so that our legs are scissoring. And really engage your leg muscles by energetically drawing your heels together and feel the activation of your inner leg line, your glutes. Bring your belly up and in. And exhale. Bring your hands down to bring the right foot and step into your downward facing dog or move through your flow. Inhale, lift the left leg up, straighten the leg, toes flex towards the face and heel flexes up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior one. Send your knee in close to your body, pressing into the earth, rounding the spine so that you can place your foot in between your hands. Stack your left knee over your left ankle, toes point straight ahead. Right foot plants down on the earth and ankling your toes at the top right corner of your mat. Straighten that right leg, ground your feet first. You may have to step your right foot out a little bit or in a little bit depending on how your alignment is with your own body and your anatomy. Inhale your arms up overhead, square those hips. So if you have to step your right foot in or out, go ahead and do so. And also another rule of thumb is sending that left hip point back and that right hip point forward. So you'll see the shift of my body. Inhale your arms up overhead, pinkies face in towards each other. Exhale, plant your hands down and bring the left foot, step into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, bring your arms up and overhead, palms come together, stay here. One more heart opener and mini back bend. Lifting up and out of the waist, send your hip points forward, belly up and in, shoulders away from the ears, and bring your eye gaze towards the wall behind you, opening your chest out to the front of the room. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands down at your side and heel toe your feet hip width distance apart for another forward folded choice. If you want to bend your knees deeply, let your belly nestle on top of your thighs and grab your elbows for ragdoll. Or if you want to come into gorilla pose, you can place your palms of your hands under your feet, bringing your toes at the wrist crease. So you're stepping on your hands, but you're not going to feel any weight as long as you press your toes into that wrist crease. You can work to straighten the legs. And breathe. Remembering to tune into your body and tune into your breath. Letting go of any thoughts that don't serve you today, and staying here in the present moment with all of us, with you and your mat. Release your hands, bring your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms come up overhead. Don't bring the palms together. Pinkies face in, exhale, chair pose. Sit your hips down and back. Bring your belly up and in, and slightly bring up your chest to the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs slightly. Lead with the chest on the way down. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, step into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right heel towards the sky. Exhale, warrior one. Step your right foot in between your hands. Plant that left heel down. Keep that left leg straight, right leg bent. Lift your arms up overhead for warrior one. Send that right hip point back, left hip point forward. So your hips are squared to the front of the room. Belly up and in. Lengthen through the fingertips. On an exhale, peel open your arms to the left of the room, come into warrior two. You're gonna have to bring your left foot to the back of the mat for a wider stance. Keep that right foot the same. And the only difference is that left foot is going to be now parallel to the back edge of your mat, and your right heel is gonna intersect your left arch. We don't wanna stick our hip out, we wanna bring that hip point forward. Keep that right knee over your right ankle so they don't go past the right toes. And if you don't see your right big toe, send your right knee towards the back wall a little bit. Keep your tailbone down and squeeze your glutes towards each other. Keep your belly up and in. Extend your arms out by your side, stacking your shoulders over your hips. And then turn your eye gaze towards the tips of your fingers to the right. Energetically squeeze your heels towards each other to really feel your legs firing. And on an inhale, lift your right palm up and back. Keep your lower body the same, only reaching the right arm back and up towards the back wall. You don't have to dump to the left side. You really want to reach up towards the ceiling, lengthening both sides of the torso. Eye gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to bring the right foot. Step into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, flex the toes towards the face, heel points up straight towards the ceiling to square the hips. Exhale, warrior one. Send your left foot in between your hands. Plant that right heel. Keep that left knee bent over that left ankle. Keep that right leg straight. Inhale, your arms up overhead. Woo! Warrior one. Send that left hip point back, right hip point forward. Belly up and in. Inhale, your arms up overhead. Left toes point straight ahead. Remember, look down at your right toes. Just make sure that they're in proper alignment, that they match up to the top right corner of your mat. If not, go ahead and do so. Inhale here. Exhale, peel open your arms to the right of the room, warrior two. Left toes stay the same as your warrior one. Like I said, the only difference is your right foot is now parallel to the back edge of your mat. Keep your hip point down, and now your hips are open to the side of the room. So that's the difference between warrior one, warrior two. You've got closed and open hips. Extend your arms out by your sides. Make sure that left toe is visible. If not, bring that left knee back towards the wall. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Squeeze your belly up and in. Make sure that left heel is in line with your right arch. You could go ahead and take a look at your own stance and see if you're in proper alignment. That's always allowed. You want to make sure you're learning and growing. Once you gain comfortability, bring your eye gaze towards your fingertips or your right index finger, keeping your chin in line with your left shoulder. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Send your left arm up and back, keeping your lower body in the same warrior two stance, only moving the upper body and the left arm. And you can place your right hand very gently behind your right thigh. Keep that left knee bent over that left ankle. Inhale, up and out of the waist. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to bring the left foot. Step into your downward facing dog.
Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms come all the way up overhead, palms come together, meet in heart center. We'll come into our standing balance, which is tree today. Feet come together, True Tadasana, grounding through the feet, legs straight and strong. Grab a hold of your right foot and place it on the upper inner thigh. This is not accessible to you. Keep your right foot right by your calf and press into your calf and press your calf into your foot to find balance and stability. Keep your hips in one line. So you don't want to hike the hip up. You really want to try and keep it even. Palms at heart center. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Find one point of focus and meditate and breathe. If you fall out, it's not a big deal. Just come back into it. And when you want, you can grow your tree, releasing your arms out overhead by your sides. You can even let your branches sway in the wind. And release your right leg down. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to switch to the other side. Ground down through the right leg. Belly up and in, squeeze those glutes. Lengthen through the crown of your head. With the help of your hand, go ahead and place your foot on your upper inner thigh or your calf, avoiding the knee. We never want to put our foot on our knee. Hips in one line, belly up and in. Press into the earth and lengthen at the same time. The more you squeeze your abs, lengthen up and through the waist, and find one point of focus. You'll find your center. Press into your hands. Grow your tree. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can just stay here. Or you can even let your hands down by your side in True Tadasana, whatever you want to do. Always pressing your foot into your thigh and thigh pressing into the foot. That really will help you stick. And release your left leg down. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, flat spine all the way down. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, lower down onto your mat, come down onto your knees. Come to sitting position. Bring your soles of your feet together. Inhale, open your chest up. You can grasp your ankles for some tension. Open your chest and bringing your eye gaze a little up. Breathing length from the back of your neck. And on an exhale, round the spine. Falling back. Keeping your arms straight. And applying gentle pressure in the tops of your shins. You can bring your eye gaze slightly down. And come back up to a neutral spine. Extend your right leg out by your side. Inhale. Bring your arms up, biceps to ears, and on an exhale, forward fold towards the right leg. If this is as far deep as you can go, stay here. I have a tough hamstring, so this is what my body's telling me to do. But always try and keep your spine lengthened and hinge at the hips. And position your torso towards the top of your leg. Inhale, both arms up. Switching to the other side, placing the right sole of your feet on the inner left leg. Inhale your arms up overhead. Angle your torso towards the top of your thigh and hinge at the hips for a forward fold, grasping onto your shin or your foot, or using your yogi fingers, which is your peace sign fingers, to grab a hold of your big toe. Inhale your arms up overhead. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bring your arms parallel to the mat. Curve your spine and start to slowly lower down to the mat.
vertebrae by vertebrae, squeezing your abs. Head comes last. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, release. Bend your knees and place your heels of your feet onto the mat. Bring your palms of your hands down on the mat and brush the tops of your heels with your fingertips. That's how you know you're in proper alignment. Feet should be hip-width distance apart. Press into your palms of your hands, and on an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky for bridge pose. Pressing into the middle of your head, your palms of your hands and the heels of your feet. Squeeze those glutes. Keep those hips lifted. There should be a slight space between your chin and your chest to lengthen your neck. And exhale, slowly lower down. One more. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Hold here. If you want to shimmy your shoulders under your back body and interlace your fingers, go ahead and try it. So you're just shimmying your shoulders under your back body, interlacing your fingers and pressing into your hands, the back of your hands. This is a good heart opener. And pressing into the back of your head, the heels of your feet. Inhale your arms up overhead, stay lifted. Exhale, slowly lower down. Windshield wiper your legs. Back and forth, side to side, moving your knees in one direction and the other direction. Your knees bent. In our last pose, we'll be coming into Happy Baby or Yogi's Choice, whatever you want to come into. Separate your hips out wide, your feet out wide, and grab onto the backs of your feet from the inside or the outside, doesn't matter, or even the tops of your shins if you can't even reach there. Keep your spine fully on the mat. Don't lift your tailbone or your lower back. They should all be hitting the earth beneath you. Press your feet into your hands or your shins into your hands and your hands into your feet. Feel the opening of your hips. You can rock side to side. You could extend one leg out for some hamstring stretches. Release your legs down and come in to Savasana. And before we do that, as we lay here down on our mat, close your eyes gently. Take a cleansing breath. Take the deepest inhale of the day through your nose, filling up your chest, sending air all the way to your belly, throughout your whole entire body. Hold at the top for a couple moments. Wide open mouth, exhale it out. Return to your normal breaths in and out through your nose. Breathe space between your forehead, corners of your eyes. Release tension in your jaw by slightly parting the mouth and letting the tongue float in the cavern of your mouth. Point your palms up towards the sky for receiving positive energy, receiving energy from others. Or place your palms facing down for more grounding, tuning into more of yourself. Slowing down your breath, lengthening each inhale with each exhale. And take this next couple minutes of silence to yourself to fully surrender your mind and your body. And when we come to an end, I will lead you out through the sound of my voice. Savasana. Start to bring movement back into the body. Wiggle toes, wiggle fingers. Rock your head side to side. Inhale your arms up overhead for full body stretch, lengthening up through the fingertips, down towards the toes. Exhale, hug your knees tight in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze and tight little ball. And rock over to one side, letting your hips and curves fall onto the earth beneath you while giving yourself a nice tight hug. When you're ready, come into a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together to touch at your heart, placing your thumbs right at your chest to feel your heartbeat, and bow in. Taking this moment to give all the support, love, and light to all our dedications and intentions. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through your yoga practice today. It was my duty and honor to bring you in the present moment by connecting your mind and your body. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Namaste. Thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you on Friday. See ya.